BigH Trucking. I-59 North, in between Alabama and Tennessee. Making my way up to New Jersey. I got till Wednesday morning, 5 a.m., 0500, as we say in the military. Thank you for those who served this country. Appreciate it. So, we're taking our time. I was going to try to run 650 today, but there's some traffic snarls up there in Chattanooga. So we're going to shut it down. There's a pilot in about 50 miles. So I figured, say hello to my subscribers. Thank you each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel. Please like and subscribe. For those of you who don't know, I am a prime lease operator. Been leasing for 14 months, and I've been very profitable. Of course, some weeks are better than others, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, BigH Trucking is profitable. And you can be too. But it's a beautiful ride up through here, first time. And that's one of the pluses about trucking is you get to see different parts of the country, different interstates, different state roads, all the time. Really got nothing to talk about today that's urgent or pressing. Quite surprisingly, my load was ready when I got there, which is a shocker. But I only had 47 minutes left, and so I did my 10-hour reset there. So what I want to do is I want to shut it down and run the night. So I got to go through Chattanooga, Knoxville, up 81. I'm going to cross over to 66 so I can catch I-95. So I'm exit 10 on, I believe I'm exit 10 on 95 is my 90, which, by the way, is tremendously big. There's a very big staging area, and you can do overnight parking there. This is a phenomenal paying load. It's roughly paying my truck $600 per day. And this will make for a really good week. Hope everybody's having a terrific Sunday. I understand if anybody's out west, there is a impending snowstorm in Wyoming. That's not surprising, right? But soon it's going to be a pretty ride. The fall is fast approaching. We're in the fall, I should say, but the leaves will be changing to magnificent colors. Can't wait to bring you that footage. So today's video is based on those of you who are just wishing you were a truck driver, want to see what the open road looks like, or for those of you who are seeking some clarity on what company you should drive for. Got some of my past videos and plenty of other Prime Drivers videos, and it should give you a broad section or broad stroke of what Prime's about. Prime can could be everything in a nutshell for you. Prime could be a startup company. Prime could be where you start your own trucking, your own fleet. Or you can stay as company and get benefits and do PSD training. Because if you're a PSD trainer and your student trifectas, I believe it's $850 that goes into your pocket, and there's residuals on top of that. So there's really a lot of incentives for one to train. I've been asked to train, been mulling it over, and I don't know if I can train. I don't know if I can train. Not because of lack of knowledge or skill set. It's because I lose control of my steering wheel to a complete stranger that I've got to have full confidence in so that I can go to sleep and not wake up upside down or in a hospital. Or even worse, not wake up. It's the way I think. I don't like to lose control of something. And for that one reason alone, it's just so difficult for me to make a decision on whether or not I should train. I battle with it. I'm conflicted. I want to give back. I want to be able to pass my knowledge on to somebody new. I feel, although I'm a young pup in tall grass, I still have enough knowledge, not only in life. I've been driving for over 40 years, not a truck, but I'm safe. I listen for odd sounds. I look down the road. I look in my mirrors. I observe what's around me and what's up front. So again, I do have enough knowledge to be able to pass it on. But I don't know, again, I don't think I could ever fall asleep with someone driving this truck that has very few miles under their belt. So for those of you who do train, I salute you. I salute your courage. I salute everything that it takes to be a trainer. For those of you who suck at training and just use it to make extra money and demean your students, you suck. And if I were you as a new student coming in and you get one of those harsh trainers, stern but good. Stern is good, but belittling and screaming is no good, unacceptable. Call the fleet manager, tell them that you went off the truck, and they'll get you off the truck. You gotta open your mouth. But my recommendation is that when you get a trainer, interview them as if you're hiring somebody to work with your company, if you own the company. Make sure they're hygienic. You know, make sure that when you're fueling the truck, that you're receiving the points necessary to take showers and buy good food and stuff. So this way you have enough points when you go on your own. You don't have to struggle. Just a few tips. I'm not saying I'm not going to train. I'm just torn. I want to train, and then I don't want to train because of me sharing my space in a small little behind the curtain space, for lack of better words. And again, the biggest thing for me, and I'm going to repeat myself, is the fact that it's hard for me to give up control of the steering wheel to somebody who's new, who doesn't have the experience, and expect me to close my eyes and go to sleep. And I get it. If somebody took the chance on me, I'm not boasting or bragging, but he stood up front with me for my first 2-hour journey of an 8-hour day and realized that I could stay in the middle of the lane. I was looking in my mirrors. I was using my brake correctly, not jamming on it. So he had a sense of confidence with my driving forward that he could go behind the curtain and go to sleep. I ended up doing 95,000 miles with that gentleman. I don't know. There's something I'm going to ask my fleet manager if we're allowed to interview and pick who we get. There's no my luck. I'm going to get somebody who's not enthusiastic, doesn't seem to be ambitious. If you ain't asking questions, I really don't want you as a student. Because I know I set up many days with my trainer for months asking him questions about trucking. From shippers and receivers to clock to what happens if we have a blowout to everything. Fuel miles, tires, turning radiuses. I asked, and that showed him that I was interested in trucking. You've got to express an interest in trucking, otherwise you're not going to be good. You got to take this seriously, folks. And if I can come across that student that really wants to do this, to better his or her life, better their family situation, or their placing in the financial status, I may be able to do that. Again, I want somebody who's got a pulse. But I don't know if we're allowed to pick and choose. I think it's cast upon you, and you take them or her, and you keep your fingers crossed that they want it. They want to change their lives. They want to learn a skill set that's going to last them a lifetime. That maybe will turn into somebody turning this into a multi-million-dollar yearly business. But as of right now, I'm 60-40 on not training versus training. Sound like a cop-out, but this is my life. It's my truck. I spend a lot of money weekly on this truck. I want a student who's eager to learn, to absorb what I show them and what I tell them. And if I don't have the answers, I'll certainly day. And believe me, you may laugh at that one, but I've heard some stories. I want them to treat my truck like it's their own. Because those habits will transition to when you get your own truck and take care of it. You know, I go out and buy additives for this truck. I don't have to. I do have whatever I can to make this engine purr. I change the oil a lot sooner than Prime suggested miles. I treat this truck as it is, as if it's coming home with me, as if it's mine for the next 5 years, and it's not. Without your wheels turning, you ain't earning. I wash my truck as often as I can, without breaking the bank, of course. I change my windshield wipers religiously every month, whether they need it or not. You need to see when it's pouring rain or when it snows. You can't have those streaks going on. So as you can see, I may be a little anal. There ain't nothing wrong with that in my eyes. The question is, will I get somebody who's equally as anal? Will I get somebody who takes initiative and wants to go in to a shipper and a receiver and take care of the paperwork? Or follow me in when it's my turn, or sit in the truck, chew on their fingernails, and put their feet up on the dashboard? Shows no initiative whatsoever. I want somebody with work ethic. Does that consider me picky? Yep. Yes, it does. I have expectations for the human race. I don't like the direction of where society's going right now. Too many lazy people out there. Too many people who think the world deserves them or owes them something. I don't like that mentality, because the world don't give a shit about you. It didn't do it for me. I lived in my car. I was broke. I went from rags to riches. Ain't nobody picked me up but myself. All my friends, except a couple of them, abandoned my ass. So my expectations of the world owing me something were quickly deflated when my life took a turn for the worst. So, when somebody's hungry and it's becoming more and more of a rare breed, I feel sorry for you, because you're never going to go anywhere in life. You're going to be dependent on the government to give you money, the nickels and dimes that they give you. Once you contribute to the world, give back. Alright, this is turning to a harsh preaching type of sermon here. I apologize for that, but I just need to make up my mind whether or not I can train somebody and go to sleep. That's really, at the end of the day, that is really what my rant has been about, is allowing somebody to take over, me go to sleep, and get my rest break in. So this way I can be alert and attentive and focused when they're sleeping in their bunk peacefully. And I get it. You never know what's going to happen. But damn sure you can take major precautions to prevent something from happening. Like letting up the gas because this guy cut in front of me without his blinkers. Prime's picky on who they take, or they failed. I mean, it could be a million one scenarios, but they don't like us. Thank God I don't have a CB, because I'm sure I'd be hearing an earful every day. Move over, Prime. Slow, Prime. Prime, you suck, Prime. So no CB for me. I don't like negativity. This is my decision. I came to Prime because of all the research I've done. As a person who's never been in a truck before, Prime seemed to A, offer the most money, and B, have the best training out there. I never wanted a pair of keys to a 80,000 pound machine rolling down the road at 65, 70 miles an hour, only having 2 weeks of experience. That's scary. And believe me, you will notice that at truck stops, at shippers and receivers, where some you can just tell they don't have experience, enough experience. Don't rush the process. Prime puts the process in place for a reason. This way, when you do go out on your own, you have a clue. Experience comes with time under the wheel, on the wheel, but at least after 30, 40,000 miles, in my case, 95,000 miles, I was confident enough to make my first pickup, which I'll never forget, and my first drop-off, which I'll never forget, successfully. That was a huge achievement. When you finally back up a truck in between two trailers and two trucks, and you do your 35 pull-ups, just kidding. When you get in that hole without hitting somebody, and it doesn't matter how many times you pull up or how many times you correct. Just take your time, take deep breaths. Don't let anybody rush you. And they will do their best to get under your skin. Don't just lock them out. Get out of your truck. Let them blow their horns. Who cares? Your license is very important. It's one of the hardest licenses to get and the easiest to lose. Remember that. But when you first do that back without your trainer being on the truck, it's a really, really big sense of accomplishment. Phenomenal. And once you do one, you can do it again and again and again and again and again and again. It just gets better and better. I'm not saying easy, because there's some days I can put it in a hole with one shot, and there's other days it takes me 4 pull-ups. And I feel like it's my first day under the wheel. It's going to happen. It's not easy backing up a trailer. Anyway, last thing. I prefer sliding my tandems all the way to the back versus having them all the way up. It's a slower brake. You can control your backing a lot better than if the truck or if the tandems are slid all the way up. Just my preference. With that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. Some of the scenery.